Welcome to our DIY day. I'm using hot glue, jute, and a quarter piece of dowel bought at a Dollar Tree or whatever to make a cat scratch post. So I have my wood carving tools there, don't actually need them. My husband is making jewelry out of sea glass, also bought at dollar stores and stuff like that. He's already made one pendant. That lighting is actually really good, by the way. And he's working on a second one now. Now I'm going to get back to what I'm doing.
And if you judge that a guy is making jewelry, just go away.
Babe, that's mean. I'm not really a YouTuber, so just make videos every once in a while. And normally they're not actually with the intent of putting on YouTube, but so this is the first one that is. Someday I might see my face. Probably not, though. I think that one's going to look better even than the other one. I like that a lot. I like that it's kind of off-centered.
Almost looks like a messed up state of Florida, though.
Kind of does. Good. I sanded this dowel before I started using it because I wanted it to be nice and smooth. Didn't want my cats to get any slivers. I have enough injured animals as it is. My older dog is wearing a cone because he's got a nice cut on the underside of his paw. Not actually his paw, but like his
Forearm,
ankle, whatever you want to call that. I'm not a vet, so I don't know the technical term for that part of a dog, but so he has a cone. He destroyed the original one from the vet. We bought him a new one from Tractor Supply. $20. And he's basically destroyed that one. He destroyed the little clips that hold it on. And we have to tie it on now with, I think we have
an old shoelace.
Yeah. And then our younger cat, Atlas, decided that, and there's actually, I think there's videos on my YouTube of him. When he's younger, he's about a year old now. A little over a year, actually. He has been becoming a typical male, and we need to get him fixed. We haven't been able to yet because of everything going on with COVID-19 and whatnot. He's really wanted females lately, and we kept him in our camper a couple weeks ago, and he decided to scratch at the what are those called? Screens in the windows. Thank you, babe. And he cut between his toes. Treating that ourselves just because if we take him to the vet, he's going to be really scared because he's only seen one vet in his entire life. And we don't want him to have to be in the office alone, so at least not for the initial check, but we've been doing pretty good treating that ourselves. Clean it every day. We don't keep it wrapped because he won't let us, and because vet has told us a couple of times. My dog, the one that's injured right now, has been injured before, and his vet told us it's best not to cover an animal's wounds, to just let them air. Just keep them clean and dry. Junior actually blew his stitches this time because he doesn't like to stay still. He doesn't like to follow directions sometimes. He's a good dog, don't get me wrong. He's a very good dog. There's actually a story behind him. My family back in 2015 went through a house fire, and my dog at the time, Buddy, died in the fire. My older sister thought I needed a companion and found me my dog Junior. I kept telling her over and over I didn't want a dog, but she wouldn't take no for an answer. So I ended up with Junior, the one that's injured. First time he was injured, he was stabbed by someone hunting on our property.
Illegally, mind you, we do not allow people permission on this property. Unless you are family.
But, so, this is the second time. The first time, he didn't break the cone. He kept trying to get out of it, but he got smarter this time. That was 3 years ago. He's almost 5 now. He'll be 5 in July. He was 2 then. He just turned 2. It was fall the last time, hunting season, obviously. Cost me a little more this time because he needed more stitches than he did last time. And he had a couple other injuries besides the one that he got stitched. So it cost me a little more this time, but anything for my dog's health and safety. Most of the time, if I actually make a video for this channel, it's literally going to be about my animals. My animals mean the world to me. We currently have 2 cats, 2 dogs, and a rabbit. Though he has a couple of honorary animals too. So we have my sister's cat, Rain, is sort of ours. She moved away and hasn't been around, so Rain, we call her Bane, took over my husband a little bit. She even tries telling me off sometimes. She'll give me this look like, no, he's mine. Get away. It's the cutest thing in the world. And then there are 3 other rabbits that I take care of and might as well be mine. Then my sister has a bunch of goats, one of which is taken very well to me. He's not technically mine, but he might as well be. And then there's a couple of other animals. There's the family dog. We've had her for 13 years, or close to it anyway. Are you shining the light on me now?
Uh-huh.
Oh, you finished the 3rd one?
Uh-huh.
All right,
I didn't even have to cut any more string or wire.
Nice.
A little bit of wire that was left over from that one I finished.
Hold on. I'll show them all 3 in just a second. Let me just get this hot glue away from here. I'm actually using the utility knife that I use for work. It's coming out pretty good, I think.
Slow, but steady.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain. There's the last one that finished. I hope he plans on making one of these into a necklace for me. This is the one that I picked the stone for, or well, sea glass rather. And I mentioned that I loved how it was kind of offset. I love that. And then there's this first one. Meanwhile, he's made 3 of those, and I've barely come along in this. But this is also going to take longer. It's not as easy to do. I mean, it's easy, but it's tedious. Because you got to keep wrapping, and you got to keep putting hot glue, and you got to keep scraping the glue away from it. And you got to make sure it's nice and tight. As you see, it is really tight. Feel how tight that is. I don't know if he's going to make more, or if he's going to try to find some kind of chain to actually make them necklaces or what. This is his nice pile of...
I will never use the pink ones because the pink ones that we can get in stores, as you can see,
you see the little...
are painted on, the little blotches here.
Yeah, blotch there.
These are man-made pink glasses.
Yeah, so they took something like this and they painted it pink. And we don't like unnatural things like that, so...
Yeah. The dark blue ones, the light greens,
now,
clears.
even a lot of these, they're technically man-made. They're not something they collected. What they do is they take glass and they throw it into a tumbler. And it kind of creates these... They'll smash up a piece of glass or something like a blue bottle. And then they'll throw them in a glass tumbler. Which, they're pretty cheap and they're easy to do. But it's not 100% natural, but it's a lot better than the painted pink.
Now, you can find glass like this out on the beach. That is the actual 100% original sea glass from old bottles and whatever else.
He's got some real tiny pieces in here, too.
Yeah.
This one you can even kind of see how it was originally a piece of bottle.
Even tiny little pieces like this.
Yeah, you can actually
find these out on the beach and whatnot. You just gotta look.
Now, we technically live in the north, but he's from Florida and Maine, so he's...
These you cannot find on the beach.
Those are actually from our wedding.
Yeah. Let me just get all the stuff that's not sea glass related out of here real quick, and you can actually see how much I truly have.
We do fun things with these too, though. I'm gonna get a minute. I'm gonna have you hold this up. Turn the warmer on. I need some Scentsy right now.
Yeah.
What do you got in there? Butter pecan?
Yep.
I'm almost tempted to bring mine out, but I'm not gonna. Just because I like what's in mine better. Almost done. Oh, and if you're wondering where this box came from, not sponsored, but Garden Republic. I love their garden sets. They're like $26 a piece. They have a bonsai one. They have a tea garden. They have herbs. They have, I think, red and green peppers. I have a couple different bonsai ones. Take the camera for a minute.
And mind you, that's all the sea glass I have. That's what I just took out of it. That's all the glass beads and whatnot.
Bring it onto your warmer. When I say warmer, this is what I mean.
That is known as the Service and Sacrifice warmer from Scentsy.
You can barely see it, but there is a crack in it. Our cat knocked it down. Our cats love knocking things down. Our cat knocked that down.
Last night. And surprisingly, no damage.
Thankfully. Nah, it's not gonna stay. Oh, shoot.
That will.
Okay.
You said you like this one, right?
Yeah, I like all three.
Which one do you like the best?
The one that's offset.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Let's see if I can actually fucking do this. Yes, I hear you. Pain in my ass.
Language, love. Hey, if you need my jewelry set, that's over here. The whole case of stuff. I should have more chain, and I have links and stuff in there.
Oh, the links is what I need.
I have the O-rings, and then I have the clasps in there. I also have beads if you want to include that too. Obviously, that's not a necessity, but I have those awesome wooden beads. Most of it's going to be in one of the drawers things. Yeah, it's nice and heavy too, so be careful.
Oh, there's the other pair of pliers.
Find the third one, did you?
Yes.
Which one was missing? The purple one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's the one that's actually meant for making, like, hoops and stuff. If I don't use all this jute for this, then I'm probably going to use it to finish what I'm making for my father. That's actually part of the reason why that is out. Because I love woodworking and stuff. And that's what I'm doing. My dad is becoming a grandfather this year. No, I'm not pregnant. My sister is. It's actually, she's, well, no, she was due yesterday. But her OB plans in anytime. So, today or tomorrow I'll be getting it. I technically already am because my husband's sister has 2 kids now. And I have 2 little cousins who know me as aunt. Our family's kind of weird. We don't follow most familial things like that. So, their mom is someone that I consider my aunt. And then they consider me their aunt.
Screw the norm is what this family says.
Pretty much. We don't follow any kind of normal patterns like that. I didn't get married in a church, but I didn't go to City Hall. And an outside wedding on my family's property. Doesn't look too bad. Gremlin will love it. Gremlin is my other cat. My little girl. She's 2 years old. She's actually Atlas's mom. She had 2 other kittens. Both died. One had feline leukemia. The other one died because a male cat got jealous. Opened the door to our bedroom. The male cat went in. When Gremlin was coming out, I went to the bathroom and he went to talk to his dad. And his aunt yelled, told us that one of the kittens was dead on the kitchen floor. That was not a nice surprise. And we definitely learned from that one. Atlas's sister, Luna, died of feline leukemia. Not quite sure how she ended up with it and he didn't, and their mother didn't, but I don't know how that stuff really works, so I've...
Head up for a minute.
He's testing the length for the chain to make my necklace. I know some people who DIY all the time would tell me that I don't actually need quite as much glue as I'm using, But I'm using it because my cats are kind of rough, and especially Gremlin would, if I didn't use much glue, if I only used a couple dots of glue here and there, she would have this thing torn apart in minutes. Not even. Once I'm done with this, I will be putting a hole in either end. One end is going to have a screw put into it so that I can screw it into a base. I'm making a homemade little, it's a full-on thing. It's not just going to be the scratcher itself. So this will be in between two boards, one on either end. One end, or both ends, are going to have fabric on them, and they're going to be nice and soft. But, so this end, the bottom will probably screw into the bottom, and then the top piece will screw into the top of the scratcher. Cat trees and stuff like that are so expensive these days. It's kind of stupid too, because they're easy to make. They basically make them exactly how I am. I'm gonna...
Just with the machine.
Yeah. So you'd think they'd be a little cheaper, because if I were to actually sell something, yeah, it would probably be a little more expensive, because, well, I wouldn't say a little more expensive. They wouldn't be too expensive, and they wouldn't be too cheap, because first off, it takes a lot of time doing it by hand, but the materials are cheap. These dowels are $6 for $1 at Real Deals. And then the jute, what did that cost you? $5 for this big thing?
7.
Okay, $7 for this. And then, of course, I have this anyways. And I always have hot glue. Yeah, it's going to cost me money to replace it. But it's a cheaper brand, so it's not that expensive. This video is getting long, so I'm going to end it here.
Stay tuned for the next one.
Yep.